Hello and welcome back to Purple in Peril, level 4 version. Thought I'd take a moment, as we now have access to level 2 spells, to discuss the merits of some of those and some of the more interesting options. The standout one for me is the web, which comes from the second core in the Tainted Scholar tree, which we're investing in. So we now have access to that as we are level 4. I've put another couple of points in here for another bonus packed dice for a bit more damage, and my next point will go in there in the feigned health to give us a 100% of our charisma every time we cast a spell on ourselves, as I'm still using feigned health instead of actual healing, because Warlock actual healing is non-existent. You've basically got three options with the Warlock in heroics: temporary hit points, which is the route I'm going, using a hireling to heal, or using wand and scroll mastery. You can take wand and scroll mastery in this tree. Apologies if you can hear the little puppy in the background chewing on his toy. You can take wand and scroll mastery in this tree to really boost your effectiveness with scrolls, healing scrolls. You'll want a decent level of use magic device if you're planning to do that from an early level. Okay, that's the enhancements. So yes, I was going to discuss the merits of the level 2 spells and sidetracked myself as usual. The web is the standout one in my opinion. Really nice crowd control. It's a conjuration spell, so if you have any cleric past lives, as I do on this character, more by luck than judgment, those will help make the spell more difficult to resist. The spell I actually took for level 4 was Blur. 20% miss chance for opponents is very nice, but bear in mind if you're playing on Reaper mode, that chance is reduced to the extent that if you, I think if you go up to maybe Reaper 4, Blur is useless by then. I think it's something like it takes 10% off the miss chance to start with, and an additional 5% for each extra Reaper skull that you play on, something like that. But even if it is just 10%, it's still a decent chance, so I took it for that. Invisibility, situationally very nice. You can circumvent certain encounters altogether, or escape, if you're in real trouble. Scare isn't bad, causing fear on multiple targets if they fail will save. Although if you're in a party, party members might not be a great fan of that, because the scared targets then sort of run off semi-randomly and become a bit of a pain to hunt down and kill. And what else do we mention? Sleet Storm is one I eventually take, but be very careful with that, because the slowing effect also affects you and your own party members if you don't have freedom of movement either on your gear or as a spell casted on you. So that's one to use with caution. I think that's it for spells. Level 4 is when you can first add your Reaper points. So for the first time, Purple does have some to add. I've basically added everything he can. He's got 17 Reaper points, so I've put some in the caster tree for more spell power, an extra DC on the spells, 1 charisma, which is the casting stat, and we've gone with physical resistance, reflex saves, because it sucks to fail a reflex save against a trap or an opposing spell cast, constitution, and some dodge. I will probably respec these at level 10 when the second level of Reaper points come available, and maybe chuck everything into the defensive tree then. If you didn't know, every point you put in the Grim Barricade tree gives you 8 hit points in addition to whatever bonus it's granting, so that's nice. In the other 2 trees it's only 4 bonus for each point invested. Spell ingredients, yes, I should mention certain spells, it'll mention it in the spell description if they do require an ingredient. Can you see there, material components need 1 of arcane 1 pinch of fine sand, and for the web it's arcane 2 eyelash in gum. So it's fairly standard practice to load up on those and put them on your hotbar so you can see at what point you're running low on them and you need to restock, rather than suffering the fate I have many times in the past and running out during the middle of a quest. The early spell ingredients for any class, as far as I know, can be obtained from the centre of the marketplace, the traders there. There's both divine and arcane reagents for sale there. Gear, we have put a few extra pieces on. I've put a wand of invisibility because we don't yet have the spell. This I could have put on at level 3. It's a very nice death ward clickable. Death ward, if you didn't know, protects from, as it says, the death spells, but also negative energy damage and energy drain. Being drained levels really sucks. So that's a nice clickable to have. It comes out of the salt marsh chain. I have updated quite a bit of the gear as well. So we've got 2 items here from the Mimic Hunt event. The cloak, fortification, some damage resistance there, death block as well, and the sticky goo guard isn't bad. When you get hit by something, it can go off and make like a sticky glue area and make it difficult for opponents to move. And then we've got a belt here for some extra hit points and healing amp. You'll notice as well I've slotted these topaz resistance augments I was talking about in the previous episode. So now we've got, instead of having 5 across the board for our energy resistance, we've actually got 15 for much of it, which will make quite a difference against enemy casters. That's still the same. The gloves have been updated. We've got a cold resistance in there. Now Radiance, that's light spell power, is with a view to what's coming in the next couple of levels. We're going to use the Utter Dark Blast enhancement in this tree to change our base blast damage from force to light, but that's not for straight away. We've got resistance on there for some saving throws. I upgraded the bracers as well. Now there you see, I mentioned this in a previous episode, Sapphire of moderate fortification, so that's 75% protection against critical hits, which at level 4 is very nice. Spell saves and dodge, defensive stuff. I've upgraded both of the caster sticks as well. This one is particularly nice for this build. Insightful, as I mentioned with the runic trinket, that has insightful potency. Insightful anything is very rare until you get to level 10, which is when you can use the Kenneth crafting to craft insightful. So that at level 4 is extremely good. We've got acid lore as well, so it's boosting our acid power, and also insightful fortification. So we've ended up with over 100 fortification at level 4, which is crazy good. It kind of makes us immune at this level to critical hits, the spike damage that they can bring against all but the red crown champions that you can find in Reaper mode, which unfortunately go straight through fortification on occasion. So we've got an acid stick there, we've got our force stick here, just upgraded to do a bit more crit chance and a bit more force power. It's a good idea to upgrade your caster sticks if you're playing as a caster every few levels if you can. I think that's about it. Oh, there's this ring that I crafted that's got the corrosion, the acid spell power, because this Hull Melter's Mace, which I didn't mention where it came from, it comes from the Treasure of Crystal Cove, the pirate themed special event. That doesn't actually have acid spell power on corrosion, so I had to bring in another source to be able to use that. That's the gear as far as I remember. Right, now this is a tough old quest. It's in the Catacombs, level 3, the Dryden family tomb. I should mention at this stage, because we're level 4, we're doing a level 3 quest, the sort of basic parameters to get maximum experience from the quests, but still, you know, retain an advantage yourself, as in play it with the highest possible level character so that you have an easier time of it. So the basic rule of thumb is you can be one level above the adjusted level of the quest and still get maximum experience for the quest. That's in heroic. So what do I mean by adjusted level? Well, if we look at this here, this is a level 3 quest. We are level 4. So if we go into this now on normal difficulty, the level of the quest, the adjusted level is 3, because it's on normal, it's a level 3 quest. We're level 4, we'll get no XP penalty for that. Now if we set it to hard, you can see the adjusted level is now 4. So that would mean we could go in on level 5 and have no... We could be level 5 and do this on hard and have no penalty. On Elite or Reaper, you can see the adjusted level is 5. So we could be up to level 6 and still go in there on these levels and have no penalty. That's as I understand it. So that's kind of my tactic for the heroic leveling, because there's plenty of content in the game. If there's stuff I still want to run, I'll run it up to 3 levels above the base level of the quest, which is 1 level above the adjusted level, because I always run on Elite or Reaper. Okay. So you're basically just looking at the level that's displayed here, and provided your character is only 1 level above that at most, then you're okay for maximum XP bonus. That's as clear as I think I can make it. I think somebody better than me could probably have said that in 1 sentence, but there we go. Right, let's try not to suck too badly. Oh, also, for those of you that have it, there's this level 3 cleric, Ellery. I think she comes with the beginner's pack in the game, and I've put her there to pull levers or rescue me from absolutely dire situations if needs be. Hopefully this won't be one of them. The nice thing about the Gold Seal hirelings is you can summon them during the middle of a quest if you want to. So I don't have to have her hanging about in the meantime. So if the situation gets really horrible, I could summon her to give us a heal, for instance. So putting the death ward on. So we're going to try in this one to make the best possible use of the web spell that we have. Actually, I'm going to take the quicken off, because otherwise we're going to mow through our spell points very quickly. It's such a long quest for this level.
You will have to find a way to raise it.
So we're going to block up every door, or at least I would have done if that hadn't have lagged. Fear Reapers you want to be close to avoid the aura effect.
Dryden, first of the line in the reach.
Try to avoid, if possible, breaking the sarcophagi in this area, both inside the rooms and outside in the corridor, because they're full of potential enemies. See there, I broke one and got lucky. So to start with, we're just going round and opening. Oh, that's not good. Pulling several levers to open the doors. Oh, oh, oh. Now that was a hell of a smash. And we've still got another one somewhere. The Famine Reaper, the longer you leave him alive, the stronger his spell casting gets, so you really want to take him down quickly. See there, we're absolutely knackered, so I'm going to have to cheat here and use the Hireling. You can do the same with a normal Hireling, obviously, just summon it and leave it by the door. Okay, so we'll leave her in there where she'll be safe, I hope. And hopefully we don't get mauled again. That was dreadful. Oh God, no. That's lag. It just completely stopped.
The Emerald Gate is shut. You will have to.
Again, we're going to try to block up the doorway. Webs obviously don't work against spiders, but should hopefully protect us against these undeads.
You hear a clatter from the hallway. The Emerald Gate is open.
See, by breaking the boxes, I'm making more work for myself. Oh, I'd pulled that already, okay.
The scratching sound from Gerard's tomb grows louder.
More work I've made for myself. And at least it illustrates the benefits of the web.
The Topaz Gate is shut.
Now this one doesn't have anything in it, it's just a
plaque upon
a
the
rest
floor
shrine.
reads, "This sanctum in memory." You hear a clatter from the
We
hallway.
can leave our
The
hireling
Topaz
in
Gate
there.
is raised.
Again, we're going to try and block the door. Got some archers behind us, that's not good.
Reaches new frenzied heights. The amethyst gate
Just sneak round here, put a web down maybe.
find a way to raise it.
Block the door again. Didn't see you, pal. How did you get over the web? Yeah, some of these ghouls and ghasts and things can jump. They sort of tend to hop over the webs, which is annoying.
A plaque upon the floor reads, Gerard Dryden, guard captain and friend of the Holy Flame.
Oh, no. That one that was just chasing me, the red crown, those are the ones to be particularly
You hear a clatter
vigilant
from the
against
hallway.
in the
The
Reaper mode.
amethyst
They're the
gate
ones who
is
can really
raised.
hammer you, because they can go straight through your fortification and give you critical hits.
Shrilling cries erupt from the still-sealed tomb of Gerard Dryden. Whatever it is, it knows you're here.
Try and do the same with the archers as you do with those kobold shaman with the electric spells. Just try not to be a static target for them, and maybe you'll have a slightly better time of it and not get turned into a pincushion. Blocking the door again. Trying not to break the boxes inside. Oh crud, that failed. Oh, and we've got some out here now as well. Not good times.
A plaque upon the floor reads, Anselm Dryden, Sword of the Light Undying. You hear a click from the direction of Gerard's tomb.
So now we've just got to open three more levers, going back the way we've come, and then we can access the central tomb area, which will be the end fight. Careful with those arcane skeletons, they can do the lightning spell as well.
A plaque
So
on
they're
the floor
priority
reads,
targets. Well, I
"A
suppose
shadow
any
Dryden,
caster is a
Marshal
priority
of-"
target.
You hear a click from the direction of Gerard's tomb.
Now this one with the bars on, you don't actually have to go in there, so I'm skipping past that one. It doesn't have a lever in there to pull. Let's see if we can get ourselves into some sort of shape here for the finale. Okay, now you do eventually get Death Ward as a Warlock spell if you go 4th core or higher in the Tainted Scholar tree. If you're building a standard Warlock like a Blaster Warlock, it's almost certain that you will, because of the 20% spell critical damage is very nice to have. If you're doing the tanky Warlock like me, you may not get that far. That'll be up for personal choice. I really should confiscate that squeaker. Blocking the door again. Oh, just run out of spell points and I hadn't noticed. Now there is a shrine somewhere. This is another thing about the Warlock. Unlike most classes, if you run out of spell points, you're a bit beggared. This one, the lion's share of our, well, all of our damage is coming from non-spell point sources at the moment. It's the spell points are just being used for buffs and crowd control. And in our case, the false life was helping keep us in temporary hit points as well.
With a shriek of rusty metal,
we'll try and be brave and not go for the shrine. I would have put a web here because everything's going to come flying out. Whatever you do on this quest, don't go flying into the middle of the room. Just trigger the end encounter and back up out into the corridor and just chip away at the thing if you're a ranged or a caster. Let your chain blast do its work as you back up and keep yourself alive. And I think that should be that.
A plaque on the floor reads, Gerard Dryden. The mess made by the ghouls makes it impossible to tell if Gerard Dryden's remains.
So yes, the hammering I took from those reapers early on reinforces the point I made a bit back about the colour spray. If we'd have had the colour spray spell, we could have stopped them from completely getting in our face and making such a mess. So it does have its merits. And that's that. I think we just got an extra enhancement point there, so I will put that into false life, as I'd said. So now when we cast the false life, we're getting a tasty 37 buffer of false hit points on top of our normal life, which is great. Skills wise, it's just going to be more of the same all the way up the tree. For me, as the tanky build, I'm going Intimidate, Spellcraft and bits and pieces of other stuff, Concentration and Balance, a bit of Heal I think as well. I haven't taken any yet, but I will. If you're going the standard route, just get rid of the Intimidate, but the other stuff still applies. You might well want to put more UMD so you can use some nice scrolls sooner in your heroic journey. Okay, I think that's about it. That was level 4 with purple. Hope you enjoyed, and I will speak to you soon. Take care.